What is up, everybody on YouTube? It's boy, the Memphis Xoid Alter, welcoming you back to our adventures on Pokémon Uranium, the Nuzlocke of 2025. Today, everybody, your boy Alter is back in the saddle again, and I am going to be facing off against the second gym leader. As always, my lovely co-host, we have the ever so unflappable Spooky Memphis.
Hey everybody, it's me here.
And of course, we have everyone's crazy psychotic knight, Sir Memphis. Who art thou calling crazy or psychotic, Sir Alter? I am neither of the sort. I am perfectly sane in both mind and body. Well, that is very debatable, but Sir Memphis, let's take a look at all the grinding our boy Spooky did off camera. He did us some good work. Good lord, man, you did some grinding out the wazoo.
Yeah, well, after I lost Dirt Dud in that unfortunate training accident, I felt like I needed to contribute more to the team, so I went ahead and just grinded everybody to level 16, which is the level cap here.
Sounds really good. Is this a Magikarp I see? Where did you find a Magikarp, my man?
Well, actually, there was a salesman in town who...
You spent our money on this fish? It is ugly and terrible, and its nickname is horrendous.
Well, I thought it was a nice nickname, actually.
It is neither of the sort. It is a lowly fish, and there's nothing good about it. Well, actually, Sir Memphis, I have to tell you, this actually looks like a pretty dang good Magikarp. He's got a jolly nature, which is the best for a Magikarp to have, and a good spread of stats, so honestly, I'd say there's a pretty dang good... Wait a second, hold on 1 second. What is it, Sir Alter? Did the goblin make a mistake? Can we hang him now? Spooky.
Yes, Alter?
Is there a particular reason that this fish has the Pokerus virus on it? What on earth is that?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Spooky, I can see it says Pokerus there. It's literally on all of our Pokemon. What on earth did you do? Did the goblin bring the plague with him? Alright, Spooky, you got some explaining to do. You need to tell us right now what on earth you did for our grinding session, okay? Tell us right now.
Well, I'm telling you, Alter, I'm not sure what's going on here. I felt really bad after the last episode, so I started grinding our Pokemon up. I got ourselves the Magikarp, and then after I finished most of the grinding, I went to the store, and there was this gentleman who offered me a Pokemon, so I wasn't sure if I was supposed to take it or not, so I did, just in case. And, well, I went to finish the grinding, but then I forgot that I still had that Pokemon, so I put it in the box.
Alright, well, you need to show me this Pokemon right now.
Alright, guys, this is the Pokemon that the gentleman showed me at the store.
Alright, let me see this thing. Good lord! It has the why is its power so high? Spooky, is this a mystery gift Pokemon? There's a mystery gift in this game?
Oh, is that what that was? I accidentally clicked the button when I was loading into the game during my grinding. I didn't know what that was.
So, Alter, there's no way we can use this creature, correct? It clearly must violate some sort of rule or conventions. Also, it's bringing the plague. What are we supposed to do with this creature? That is a good question, Sir Memphis. I'm going to say... this probably violates a rule or two, but you know what? I'm going to say that we will keep this Pokemon in the box. We'll keep this very nice Cubug in the box, and should things go a certain way, if Sir Philip dies, maybe we'll use it, but more than likely we won't be using that thing, just because I don't know what the ruling is on that one.
I mean, to be fair, we're kind of a little loose on Nuzlocke rules at the moment, with our Pokemon being at or above the level of the gyms, so I don't think it matters that much there.
Silence, lowly goblin! The rules must be abided in the Curry Kingdom! They are most sacrosanct, and they are gifted to us by God above. Therefore, shut it, you! Alright, well, getting away from that, it's time to finally take on the gym leader. We are going to have to take this dude down, and this gym is full of rocks, ground, and poison-type Pokemon. Not a good matchup for us, because we don't have a lot in any of that department. Granted, we do have our nice bird, which I will remind everybody, is on the cusp of evolution. Indeed, Lady Josephine shall be evolving today. It will be a most momentous day indeed. And now, let's just see, what is this gym is about? It looks like we need to put some sort of rock in here. So, I think we need to use Rock Smash on these Pokemon Rock.
Okay, but before we smash any more Pokemon rocks, whatever that's supposed to mean, let's go ahead and battle this trainer so that Josephine can hopefully evolve.
That would be most glorious indeed. And our opponent is setting forth another version of Sir Smiles. This should be quite interesting indeed. I think it will be. Air Cutter is Josephine's new go-to move. And you know what? She can hit like a truck. Although the poisoning is not great, Josephine should be able to take this thing out in 2 hits, no problem. Truly, Lady Josephine is coming into her own. Soon, she shall be the most powerful Pokemon in all of the region, and she shall conquer it in the name of the current kingdom. Alright, well, let's say that and the fact that she did not manage to take out this Ptolemy in 2 hits. A quick attack will finish this thing off.
Alright, but is this going to be enough experience to have Josephine level up?
Never question, Lady Josephine, lowly goblin. Of course she shall level up, and that should be enough for her to evolve, hopefully. Alright, well now this dude's gonna send another Ptolemy, and I better go ahead and switch. Question is, who do we send out now? Who's the next closest to leveling up? I don't want everyone to be level 17 or nothing, but because Shadowfire is gonna have very little, he's gonna have very little use in this gym, we might as well send out our boy. Our dragon shall burn this bat creature to death, and it will be a most glorious death indeed.
Okay, well, there goes our chances of any sort of monetization in the future, but regardless, yeah, Shadowfire should be able to defeat Ptolemy pretty easily. Well, it's got a lot of speed, it doesn't have a lot of defense to it.
That, sir, you would be correct in, and luckily Shadowfire, he's just gonna set this thing ablaze. I cannot wait for our little dragon to get himself some better moves, though. That, Ember, it doesn't really cut it at this point, does it? Indeed, Sir Alter, we need more potent moves for our potent Pokemon. Even though our Shadowfire is getting stronger, it needs more potent moves to reflect this.
Alright, this should be it.
Yes! Lady Josephine, evolve into your more potent form and win victory in the name of the Curry Kingdom! Actually, I'd rather her just win victory for me, but let's see what she's gonna look like here. And she's a bigger bird! I don't know why we're surprised at this. She is some sort of robin? Perhaps a sparrow? Something of the like? I'm not entirely certain, but she is a most glorious bird indeed.
It actually kind of looks like a cardinal, maybe, but it's kind of hard to tell.
Alright, well that aside, let's go ahead and heal up our Pokemon and just keep battling in this here gym. I could just go back to the Pokemon Center and get free heals, but I want to go ahead and heal up here, because while this episode will probably be our shortest one in a while, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that our bird can get as much XP as possible, because while we don't need to fight the trainers, we might as well.
Okay, but did you really need to use up a Hyper Potion on Josephine? That seems like a monumental waste.
Indeed, Sir Alter, why did you do that? Well, honestly, I just kind of misclicked on that one, but it really doesn't matter. We need to make sure the legacy of our boy Dirt Dud survives. We're going to get Hyper Potions later anyway, they're going to become indistinguishable. So honestly, it's kind of better to use them now so we know it was Dirt Dud's rather than anybody else's. Very well, that does make some sense, I suppose. But what are you going to do involving our training of Pokemon here? Well, I think Sir Smiles actually has the least amount of XP on the team. I could grind other Pokemon up, and good lord, I could go for this Carp. I think we're just going to go ahead with Sir Smiles and see where this is going to go.
Alright, well I hope that Sir Smiles will be okay. He's not the strongest Pokemon in the room, therefore this could be difficult.
Indeed, lowly Goblin, but let us think of this one. Our Sir Smiles is a flying-type Pokemon with immunity to ground-type attacks. Therefore, up against another ground Pokemon like this Grozard creature, it should be quite potent indeed. That's my thinking, is that Sir Smiles should be able to take down Grozard. The question is, if this thing's gonna have Rock-type moves, that could be a problem against the gym leader, because I'm fairly certain he's gonna have one of these as well. Twould be the most sensible thing. As it be, all of the Pokemon in this here gym are based off Pokemon in caves and such.
It's kind of an interesting concept having a gym based on, like, the location rather than as a typing in general. It makes things a lot more interesting, I'd say.
I'd say so, and that actually gives me a good idea for our comment question for today. Because while we still haven't had anyone respond to our comment questions, it's important to keep them alive. So I would say, people at home, let us know in the comments, do you think more gyms in official Pokemon games should have themings around, like, locations or cultural aspects or what have you, than just having them all based around typing? You know, kind of having, like, little mini Cynthias dotted around a region. That'd be kind of cool. Indeed, would be most excellent indeed in giving more potent trainer battles to the more potent trainers battling against these Pokemon. We need to make sure all trainers are of the highest of quality, and that would help indeed. And indeed it helps that we got ourselves the Bright Gem. I assume that's the item we need to get ourselves into the gym leader battle. So let's go ahead and just have Josephine... do we need to have Josephine level up anymore? No, but I do want her to beat up these trainer, just in case. Also, Spooky, thanks for buying all these citrus berries from, I assume, another vendor you might have met?
Yeah, there was actually a couple vendors in the town. A lot of them were pretty nice, and one of them sold me citrus berries, which should be really useful later on. They can allow our Pokemon to gain a lot of health back.
Surely, but we may need that health now, as Sir Smiles is facing up against a Barrel. That being a rock-type Pokemon. Will you battle this creature, Sir Alter? Well, I think we might as well give it a shot with Sir Smiles. I mean, if he throws a rock at us, we need to switch immediately. Let's at least see if Sir Smiles can hit the darn thing. Well, he can hit it, but he can't kill it. You need to switch into another Pokemon immediately. I think Sir Philip will be the excellent choice here. Definitely going to be one of our MVPs in this gym, and I will say, it's going to be rather interesting here with how our Pokemon team is developing. That Sir Philip is more useful in the first few gyms than our starting Pokemon is. You know, considering that, you know, most of these first gyms are not very... They're not very nice to those who are using Fire-type Pokemon.
Yeah, it's kind of like Chikorita in Generation 2. Not necessarily a terrible Pokemon, but the gyms are stacked in a way that it doesn't give Chikorita any room to develop in any sort of way. You know, the first gym is Flying, the second gym is Bug, and then the third gym is Whitney, so I don't think that Chikorita really stood a chance at all.
Wait a minute, Spooky, I thought you only played Gen 1.
Well, actually, I did play Red and Blue, but I've recently started playing Generation 2 as well. That way I can develop my knowledge on Pokemon a little bit more. And I've gotten up to Morty, which is pretty cool, I think, for myself. But yeah, I could tell from just seeing the first two gyms that Chikorita doesn't get to have a lot of action.
It is important that all Pokemon have something good for themselves in any given adventure. We must ensure that our dragon is able to smite someone at the very least. Clearly there must be a gym upon which our dragon will be most potent indeed. Well, for sure the first gym gave Shadowfire a good run for his money. I mean, he did help out in that fight. But yeah, the second gym being primarily rock ground does not help in any way for Shadowfire. And the second gym is water and ground, so he doesn't get to have any action there either. I don't remember what the fourth gym is, but I do know there's a dragon gym later in the game, so with any luck he'll be able to do things there. A dragon gym? We must smite it immediately. Do I get to have that one? Can I? Can I please? Please? Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I please have it? Okay, man, it's all going to depend on who's the order it's going to be. It could be any one of us that has that gym fight.
I'll tell you what, Sir Memphis, if we get to the gym with the dragons, and it's my turn, I'll switch with you, if you would like.
I do not need pity from you, lowly goblin! But yes, that would be appreciated, thank you. What the hell? Now let's get on to strategizing for this second gym. I don't really have like a real strategy so much, that I'm just gonna go ahead and lead with Josephine and give everyone a citrus berry. I figure that Josephine's at least strong enough to do competent damage against any ground-type Pokemon or poison-type Pokemon. And then perhaps, you know, if there's any like rocks or anything, or they got a Barrel, which more than likely they will, I can switch to Sir Philip or Shadowfire, given the situation. I think that will work, gentlemen. Let's give it a go. Indeed, Sir Alter, the time has come to smite the final gym in the area and win glory in the name of the king.
Alright, it's time for the second gym battle.
Hey guys.
The actual hell? What on earth is this cave-dwelling creature?
I'm mildly horrified.
guys, did you come to my cave? You look like you enjoy being in a cave.
Please don't come near to me, sir.
Leave the goblin alone! He's mine! You cannot have him! I will be the one to smite him, indeed! Okay, weird flex there, but hang on, Gym Leader. You gotta get yourself out of our personal space here.
You guys wanna stare at my cave bug collection with me?
Exposition explosion!
Hey, you guys get to my story, what the heck?
Okay, weirdo, you're gonna have to go back to the ground. It's time for our team to kick you in the tushy. Take him apart, Sir Alter! This vile cretin must be returned to the ground before which he so dearly coveteth. Also, put him in the ground as well.
Alright, let's calm down a second and see the situation here. Josephine's able to do a lot of damage to this Grozard. 2 hits will definitely take it out.
But of course, the cave dweller's gonna throw a potion on this thing, delaying the inevitable. But thankfully, I can just use a return so I can guarantee a hit. Air Cutter's goaded, but it has a 5% chance of missing. I do not want to risk it. And of course, the lonely cave dweller wishes to prolong this fight as long as possible, wasting their potions indeed. What a pathetic trainer this one is. Alright, but now they got some mode drill. I do not know what type this thing is, but I would assume it's another ground type Pokemon. That seems to be the gist in this gym. A lot of ground types here.
I mean, he did say it's a, cave type gym, so it makes perfect sense that there's primarily ground types here.
True, lowly goblin. However, where are the rock type Pokemon to counter our bird type Pokemon? Not that I wish for Lady Josephine to be countered, but alright, there it is. They have a Daryl, which appears to be perhaps a larger version of the burial creature that we've seen before. That is exactly what it is, Sir Memphis, and this is going to make things a little bit more difficult. I'm going to send in Sir Philip, because while this thing will definitely have steel-type moves that can hurt Sir Philip has Giga Drain, which should be able to stall out against this thing long enough to win. Also, I'm going to drop a Charm on this thing to weaken its attack power.
I mean, that could help, but isn't there, doesn't this creature potentially know Metal Claw or something like that?
You just had to... Lonely Goblin, what did you do? I'm so sorry, I didn't do anything. You cost the life of Sir Philip! Oh. Well, boys, it looks like we're using your Chewy after all. Oh my lord, Sir Philip! Our goated tank! He did. This is a travesty indeed! Now we have to trade a whole new Pokemon up. Well, luckily we got Rock Smash on Shadowfire. This should do a good amount of damage to this Daryl. But, yeah, that really sucks.
I am just bringing all sorts of bad luck to this playthrough, aren't I?
Indeed you are, lowly goblin, but you are not allowed to slink away. You shall stand trial for your mistakes, and you shall... Oh, what is the point in even speaking? Lady Josephine, at the very least, has done us good work, and she shall continue to do so. Also, she may learn the Roost ability, which would allow her to regain health. We wish to use that. I think we'll use that over Sing, but yeah, shaking off yet another loss on our team, it don't matter, because we're just going to go ahead and use that bloody Chewy. I don't even care at this point. It's fine. We're going to count that as our encounter on the main screen. Also, this guy has a Topharang. What on earth is that supposed to be?
Yeah, I'd say this is what Sir Smiles is going to turn into at some point, although I really wish that wasn't the case.
Sir Smiles will become that? It's hideous! Why on earth would we want such a creature? Regardless, Sir Alter, you must smite this creature immediately and avenge Sir Philip! Sir Philip... Oh, Sir Philip, what will we do without you? Such a good boy! Let's calm down just a little bit, Sir Memphis. It was a big old crit. We could never have seen that one coming. Yes, we were up against a Steel-type Pokemon, but what other move were we going to use? You know, the guy had Ground, he had Rock, and he had Steel on one Pokemon. It countered the whole team. We just need to dial it up and send in Sir Smiles against this Topharang. Things are not out of the woods, but we are not done fighting.
It looks like Sir Smiles is a lot stronger than this Topharang, and thanks to the burn of Shadowfire, It's going to allow Sir Smiles to defeat this creature. It's looking pretty good, everyone.
How can you call this looking good? Sir Philip is dead. How will I ever face Sir Philip back in the current kingdom? If I see him, I will simply see the dead face of our Pokemon. It is not a good day at all. Alright, well, getting around past that, it's all good, folks. We have another version of Cubug we can go ahead and use, which, yeah, might be bending rules a little bit, but who the hell cares? Nobody wants to watch our show anyway. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, and we defeat this dang cave-dwelling boy.
Bet you guys wish you stayed to see my bug collection now.
Sir Memphis. Yes, Sir Alter. Would you like to take the honors of planting the flag of the Curry Kingdom here? That would be mine honor. Come here, cave dweller.
Did you seriously just plant the flag of your kingdom in this man's back? That's doing a little bit much, don't you think?
I would say no. He took the life of one of our most beloved party members long before their time, and I am still upset about it. Why on earth would I do anything less than plant the flag of the Curry Kingdom right in their back? Alright, boys, this is going to be a shorter episode today because I really want to give Spooky the third gym fight. Therefore, it's going to be the end of today, but before we do, of course, we need to make sure we honor the fallen Pokemon on our party. Sir Philip, it was a wonderful sight seeing you in this game. Cubug is a very great Pokemon. You had the stats to be our tank. You had the beginnings of an offensive lineup. And while your ability wasn't the greatest thing in the world, you had the potential to be our most potent Pokemon for all sorts of different situations. My man, you will be missed so much. And your legacy will live on. Because balls to it, we're going to use that Cubug just so we can say we have the darn thing. And also, I want to see the third evolution of Cubug because it is a glorious thing. Truly, it is a terrible thing to have lost Sir Philip, but his legacy, as thou say, shall live on in the name of this little Chewy monster, which will be leveled up quite a bit by the goblin who killed our Sir Philip.
But I wasn't the one who knocked him out, though.
Silence, little goblin. It was your comments that led to the death of Sir Philip, and you shall take account for that. So, yes. Sir Alter, are thou done for today? Well, I would be done for today, but I feel like we need to have a little bit of a pick-me-up here. So, I would really like to go ahead into the next area real quick and see if we can catch a new Pokemon to go with the Pokemon we already have. Alright, well this ought to be the next route. Let me just double check the map. Yeah, this is the fourth area, the fourth route and all that good stuff. We need to calmly and quietly sneak past these trainers and see if we can catch ourselves a goated new party member. And it's a bird. Okay. We are not catching another bird, are we? We already have the perfect bird on our team.
I mean, we do have to catch every Pokemon that we can, or...
Silence, Goblin! We are not capturing this creature. It is a vile thing. I'm gonna have to veto you there, Sir Memphis. I know you're upset about losing Sir Philip, and I know you love Lady Josephine the bird, but Spooky is right. We need to at least attempt to catch this Pokemon, even if we never use the darn thing. It's very important to have. Plus, having a fire chicken on the team could be useful later if something awful were to happen. So I'm going to chuck a Great Ball at it. That way we can have a little bit of red, blue, and yellow sort of fusion on the color palette. And let's get ourselves a bird. Very well, you have your bird. What are you going to be calling this creature? Well, that's a good question. What on earth do you call this thing? I mean, you could just go for something basic like Phoenix, but I don't know.
How about just flip its name upside down and call it Rahap?
What on earth is that for a name? That sounds terrible. Well, I think it's okay. I mean, it's a bird. What else are we going to do with the darn thing? So, yeah, there's our encounter for the day on Route 4, everybody. So, we'll do as we always do. Thank you very much for watching the episode of Pokemon the Uranium Nuzlocke 2025. If you enjoyed it, hit up all the buttons below and answer the comment question. Very important. We want to have more retention with the people at home, and that's what we aim to do. we're going to have ourselves a lot of grinding to do. What is the level cap for the next gym, by the way?
After a quick Google search, it looks like the level cap for next gym is 28.
That is quite the jump in levels, it must be said. Clearly the third gym is a most potent one indeed. Yeah, and we're going to have to make sure that our Pokemon are up to snuff for that. Chewy has a long way to go to be up to par with the rest of the team, but since he does have Pokerus like everyone else, he's going to be absolutely huge by the time that he catches up to everybody. Indeed, and it will be my turn next time, so I shall spend the next episode grinding our Pokemon, and we'll see how far we can get. How many of our Pokemon are slated to evolve by next episode? It should be, let's see, Chewy will definitely evolve. Should evolve twice if we get to level 24. Carparella will evolve, Sir Smiles will evolve, Necro might evolve. I don't think Shadowfire's due to evolve till post-third gym. So, it'll be quite a few Pokemon, but not all of them.
Anyway, everybody, thank you once again for watching another episode. We're still working very hard to get these episodes out every week, and we're going to do the same next week as well. So, tune in next time to watch Sir Memphis grinding our Pokemon and battling a lot of trainers, and watching our Pokemon evolve and get stronger.